everyone. We've just got back from Comic-Con in London. Yeah, we played a few games when we were down there. Not as many as I'd like to have played, but it's just so fucking rammed.
To be fair, the selection of games was quite minimal, really. Because I went to EGX last month, and obviously there's a dedicated gaming expo, so there's a lot more games on show there. But I did think for 2 exhibition-sized rooms, there was still quite a limited amount of games for us to play.
There was only mainly a couple of. There was only just like the Wii, Sony, PS4, and Xbox One. Yeah. There's nothing else. There's nothing else out there.
I didn't see any Nintendo stuff. I saw.
There was a lot of Harvest Moon stuff going about. I couldn't believe they made another Harvest Moon game. Oh my god.
The games we did play were we played Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball Z. Oh crap!
Xenoverse.
Xenoverse. That's it. Xenoverse. Oh, that was good.
We played Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat X.
Mortal Kombat X.
Mortal Kombat X.
Or is it 10?
Well, I don't know. It's X, so it's got to be X. Otherwise, it would just put a 10 after it.
No.
X is in the Roman numeral.
Neural.
No. What about pirate maps? It's like, there's a 10 there on a pirate map. Not X marks the spot. It's a 10.
It's totally different.
No, it's not.
You don't put 10 at every message, do you?
No, I do a kiss, so it's probably Mortal Kombat Kiss.
So that one I like.
What is now officially called Mortal Kombat Kiss?
Mortal Kombat.
The sequel will be Mortal Kombat XO.
Hugs, kiss and hugs.
Well, let's start off with Dragon Ball and go from there, because obviously that's the first one we played. So Dragon Ball, obviously, this is,
Dragon Ball Z, I thought, in my opinion, really good game. I can definitely see myself,
really
if it only came out on a PS4, I probably could see myself buying a PS4 just to get this game.
Really?
Yep.
I thought it was a lot of fun, and it was polished. It looked quite crisp.
It did look really crisp.
Graphics were amazing.
Yeah. Apart from the crowd, which were still like 2D sprites.
Well, I don't know if that's just an artistic thing that they put in there, whether it's just like,
they've definitely got the memory to be able to create a 3D render in the background.
Oh, absolutely, but I wonder if they wanted to do that just to keep them with that kind of look.
It's a shame you couldn't blow up the stadium if you miss.
Yeah. I mean, I think, was it Dragon Ball Z Tenkai or 10?
Yeah, it was 10. No.
I think
Yeah, I can't remember.
That was the last one that I played. And the formula is still quite similar.
They are.
But this one, it felt responsive, felt intuitive, felt quite satisfying when you got grips with the teleportation.
It took us 2 goes to do the dodge moves and stuff, didn't it?
And then the super moves, because you can chain it at the end of your combo by just quickly holding down the
right trigger
and then
pressing square, triangle, or circle, right?
Yeah, that was nice. I liked that. It was different to other things that I played, which set it aside. How
do you find the lock on? I found that a bit of a pain in the ass. Literally, I could fly around with a circle for ages and be like, how the hell do I go up on this thing? Literally, because when you were on the top, when we were playing it, when I played against you, you were on the top, you were above me, and you were shooting down at me, and I was just circling. I wasn't meaning to circle you, I was actually trying to get to you.
Right. Well, because R1 turns lock on or off, but I don't think you hold it, I think you tap it once to lock on.
Oh, I see.
But when the supercharge move, not the charge up, not the I'm an angry man, but the shooty one where you fly at them.
Yeah, boost.
Yeah, that felt really hard to control. That was my only qualm with the entire control system, is that fly.
The boost seemed overpowered a bit.
Well, I just flew straight up to the top of the map and just stayed there. I couldn't get back down again. So it was probably more likely that I just hadn't figured out how to play the game properly.
I don't know. To be honest, it said obviously the camera angle with the right thumbstick, but you couldn't move the camera angle because
it's 2 player.
It was 2 player.
Yeah.
I didn't know how that worked.
If you're a fan of beat 'em ups, I reckon you could get into it. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball Z, I think you'd love it. If you're neither, that's probably not for you.
No. To be honest, like I said, I'm not really a beat 'em up fan, but the Dragon Ball Z games, I've always just caught on. It's still an amazing game.
I played another beat 'em up today, Mortal Kombat. I know you enjoyed Mortal Kombat, didn't you? Only because you beat Ant.
No. I loved the characters. I loved the way they do. Your Scorpion move pissed me off.
The teleport one.
Yeah, just literally back and forth. You could I see that being literally overused a lot, and literally someone could easily just Because once you got a hit, you took a lot of my health down when you got a hit on that.
Yeah, definitely. The amount of health that was taken down just by that one move was just insane.
Visually,
It reminds me, sorry to try, of Tekken with Lee that does the backflip.
Oh, yeah.
It reminds me where everybody used to be him, and it's just like it's just like backflipped you into a corner.
I think because they've always been compared, Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, they're kind of the best known 2D brawlers that have continued throughout time, and they've got a kind of rivalry. I don't think they were hugely dissimilar. Maybe one was derivative of the other at one point, but now they seem to have really slowed the pace down on Mortal Kombat. Kiss. And although I felt a lot of intention and quite a lot of impact and quite satisfying with each hit you landed, and they've got like really nice audio design with really big punchy sounds, and they kind of almost they slow the camera down with each hit to kind of give it that extra impact, and it's kind of established itself with its own feel, and now it feels nothing like the most recent Street Fighter 4 Ultra, whatever. But it's making that transition now, because I played a lot of Street Fighter. I love Street Fighter, and I would definitely not lose to Pete at Street Fighter. And it's very combo based.
Yeah, I can't do the combos.
But Mortal Kombat,
That was pretty much square low kick, X low kick, square high kick, then triangle high punch, circle low low.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You could do combos. You could do like potential, but some of they're not as in depth as the ones you're talking about. Because I know the Street Fighter ones are like square, triangle, circle, and then you're to go into something. I think these are like obviously I didn't really go too far into the skill list.
We got 10 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
still good game.
Yeah, visually, I think we all agree it looked incredible.
Amazing.
The X-ray moves were ridiculously brutal.
God, yeah, they were.
And I really like that to give a bit of depth, when you choose your character, you get the choice of the 3 styles.
They're like subclasses, aren't they?
Kind of like subclasses, which I thought was a nice addition as well.
Yeah, they were good.
Interactive maps, although we didn't figure out how to use that, but I could see like highlighted bits of wood.
Oh, I threw a barrel at you.
What did you?
Yeah, I threw a barrel at you.
I didn't figure out how to do it. I really like. I think it's the sort of game that I would enjoy watching people play more than I enjoy playing it myself.
It is to watch.
Very cinematic.
It is very cinematic and very visually appealing. It is really, really good to watch. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of beat 'em ups or anything like that, but to watch 2 people like playing on that game, it does look really, really good.
Yeah.
You actually saw damage on the people. Which is also you actually saw that blood on the face and like.
And I really like when you go into the next round. They each have an animation where they pick themselves up, and Sub-Zero covers himself in ice and then smashes his body out, like rejuvenates himself in ice. And I thought those little animations, instead of just cutting to the next round, I thought that was really cool. And then, but your body stays covered in
shit,
bruises.
blood.
So the last game we played together was Farcry 4.
Definitely the game I felt suited the PS4 controller the least.
Just getting the hang of doing the shooting and stuff like that was.
I hope they change a lot of it.
They will.
Before it comes out.
I can't imagine there's a lot that's going to be changed personally. I think that it's quite, even though it's not final code, I think that it's probably quite far along now for them to be showcasing it in expos. I thought it felt very similar to Far Cry 3.
Yeah.
If you played Far Cry 3, it felt pretty much the same as that. What I did notice, and I can only put it down to it just being a buggy vertical slice of the game, is the AI was abysmal. Abysmal. I've seen better AI in PS2 games.
I felt the aiming was a bit off as well.
Yeah, the aiming felt a bit
They gave us all like 3 options at the start, didn't they? Of ways
Fly, ride, or sneak.
Yeah.
So I got to ride an elephant. I did. I got to bash an elephant through the door of the.
I don't know why you had to choose though, because I mean, you chose sneak, didn't you?
I chose sneak. I think it probably just.
It gave you a weapon select because you got sniper and the bow. Yeah. I decided to go in with a machine gun. That's probably not my best weapon, which I wouldn't have had, and a double barrel shotgun, which was one shot done. Had to reload again.
Even when you're driving that sort of Jeep sort of thing, it just didn't look...
Crashing up the wall.
I couldn't drive it. I couldn't, because forward is go.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so you forward is go, and then it felt really weird.
The way number 3 is forward was go, but you turned with your look button.
Yeah, and I kept trying to do that, and instead I was just looking around.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you? That's what your head was.
Without having the triggers, you can't control the acceleration and stuff that well.
But yeah, the reason that the trigger isn't accelerate is because if you use the trigger, you can still shoot one-handed while you drive.
That's why he had his little bow out going. I could not complete that. I could not do that bloody fortress the way I did. Literally, as soon as the sirens went off, there was a massive helicopter. I couldn't hide. Done.
Yeah.
Dead.
I would have thought for a timed demo, they would have a timer on the screen, and the game would just finish over it so that you could plan how much time that you had left.
Your screen turned off.
Halfway through my play, the screen turned off. Totally turned off.
I just gave up on it. I was like, nope, no, I'm not playing this.
And then 5 minutes later it was fixed again, and while I was playing it, just kind of getting into it, and the guy comes over, taps me on the shoulder and says, yeah, your time's over.
I think it was just them being like, okay.
The loading.
There's some free machines on there.
No,
I
loading.
don't understand what the point was.
Just after we came in, there was no queue at all for the game. So.
The loading was a bit of a pain. I don't know if that was the game or that might have been the PS4. Loading took too long.
Yeah, they did take an awful lot. Especially with running just one level. I mean, that one area. Because, I mean, it wasn't the entire sort of like, you know, like Farcry where you got like the whole map to explore. It was literally just that one area. But again, I mean, that's just
probably what happened. That's
that
just
is
probably what they had.
more the case now, though, because they're getting rid of loading screens between each individual part of a game and just loading huge amounts of the game in.
But I mean, there wasn't a huge amount that was loading there. It was just that one there, because also you tried to
you're
go
trying to get out of
area,
it.
and then it told you you're leaving. You know,
and then I flashed, and then I came back in again, which I thought was a bit of a cop-out last gen type thing to do as well.
But I mean,
no, you're not allowed here.
Sort of
Come round, go back.
Again, we don't know how much of it is demo. You play it knowing that it's a demo, but
yeah,
the parts of it that I think are probably still quite representative of the game just felt like Far Cry 3. If you like Far Cry 3, you're going to love that game.
I enjoyed riding an elephant. That was great. Going up to it and just holding down the button, getting on top of it, and just off I went. I was like, this is pretty cool. If they got more things like that, I probably would buy it.
So, a little bit off subject for the end bit is, what's your coolest thing you saw today?
Dragonball Z in Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
No way. 3D printer.
Oh yes!
Yeah, the 3D printer.
The 3D printer. Pretty good.
That was the other thing we just stumbled across, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a 3D printer. And the guys there, they're packed full of information about it. And just to see it working, because I've never really seen one up close working before. Not of that sort of size.
100 minutes just for a little minion.
But it looks so cool.
It did look
the fact
cool.
that all the stuff they had there, the hell designs where you can just straight download them. Even the big guns and everything they had, you could just download straight from them and just, you know, set it up and watch it go, basically. And it was quite a surprise that the plastic stuff didn't actually cost that much.
It didn't cost that much. And,
£25 for a kilo?
A kilo, and there's a hell of a lot you can do with a kilo.
Yeah.
Considering you can change all the densities.
The density, you felt how much those things weigh. They didn't weigh that much, 10 grams, I would say.
Definitely my Christmas present, I think.
No, it was comforting to know that the oils were bio oil from corn.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you found that out, didn't you? Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. And the price as well really surprised me with the 3D printer themselves. I expected him to say £5,000, £6,000, £7,000.
Yeah,
but like the
1300 for one, and then 1800 for the next.
The top of the range one was
really
under
reasonable.
£2,000.
But no, there was quite surprised to stumble across that today. That was really cool.
Yeah, I'm doing that one.